What is going on, guys? Jack here, and welcome back to episode number 12. 12 or 11, Jack? 11. Let's do that again. What is going on, guys? Jack here, and I can confirm today, this is episode number 11. It's not episode 12 past Jack. Wake up, man. We're taking on Chorley. It's Park to Prem with Boston United. That is just my entire intro in the wrong order, but we're just going to roll with it today. We are going to be taking on Chorley. Now, whilst they sit in ninth, they are the team in form. They have been very, very good. They have lost one game since the start of December. It was against Brackley. I feel like Brackley just keep appearing in this save game as a team to talk about. If we just look at the league table here, you can see they are knocking on the door of a playoff spot, so they are desperately going to be hoping for a win here. This is a slightly later game. I think the game may have even been postponed previously, but you can see, looking at the league table, we are looking very, very good. And as you might be able to tell from the league table, since last episode, we have really found our groove. Of course, last time out, a triple header. It was fun, wasn't it? No goals conceded in it. And since then, we have played 9 games in the league. Of course, we do not have any cup competitions to distract us. And for the large part here, we've been pretty blooming good. But before we talk about these matches played, I do want to talk about transfers, because they're fun, aren't they? Transfers are fun, everyone. We've made 3 since you were last here. The first is James Evans. He is a bit of a punt for the future. He was playing in the Welsh under-20 setup, or the under-19 setup, or was it under-18? I can't remember. He was playing for one of the Welsh youth team setups every so often as a lower league team in England. I think it's worth just having a look through these teams. Yeah, you can see here. He was playing at Chester. He was actually available to sign on a freebie, so we've stolen him. He's not actually played for us since he's joined us, but he could be one for the future. Allegedly has a little bit of potential. Perhaps not as exciting as the other 2 players we have signed, though. The first of which is Percy Prado, a Peruvian international. We're getting very exotic over here. He was signed by Wigan from Nantes last year. You can see he played in League One, but going into January, 6 months since his previous gig at Wigan, he didn't have a job, and well, we managed to snap him up for a really good price. Of course, when players become free agents in Football Manager, they will slowly lower their wage demand, and so by the time you get to January time, the kind of quality of player you can attract is often way better than what you might have seen previously in the summer when looking at free transfers. I found this guy by searching for players with international caps. There's not many of those that are around under the age of 30 who are actually really good, and as soon as he came on my radar, I knew I really wanted him. He's had a bit of a slow start to his time at the club, but undeniably he has the quality to be a really, really good right back, maybe even a centre mid for us if we do want to change things up. He is just a step above a lot of other players in the team. Hopefully his slow start is just a sign that he's getting his groove. You know, he's finding his feet, he's meeting the players, he's getting used to the way that we play. The other signing, another really, really good deal, is Devante Cole. With both of these transfers, we've signed players on very low wages, but with contract extensions after promotion. I believe both Cole here and Prado have 2-year extensions. So assuming that we're going to win the league, which at the moment we look pretty blooming good for, these 2 new additions are joining for 4 years on very small wages. In the case of Devante Cole, he is a Jamaican international who has joined us on £250 a week. He has a contract for 2 years initially, but it could be extended by a further 2 years. Of course, last episode we had a bit of an injury situation in the striking department. I wanted to get in a new striker. Didn't dream that we could attract someone with the quality of Devante Cole. He's just really, really good, everyone. He was previously playing in the Scottish Championship for Motherwell. Granted, he didn't really have the best year there. But he's a player who, as you can see here, has played at some pretty reasonable levels across both England and Scotland. And for him to join us on a freebie on a 4.5-year deal is just absolutely insane for a club like ours. Just looking at the team here, of course, the reason that we bought in Devante Cole was just to have a backup striker. He actually initially came in on trial, which was, well, the initial plan was he'll replace Jake Cassidy, but I had to wait for his wage demands to lower. So as a result, Jake is actually not that far away from full fitness, and sadly, he comes back into the team without a spot in the side. Devante Cole is very likely to be a first-team player going into next season. He is better than Burrow. But for now, we're going to stick with the tried and tested. And the fact that obviously he's come in with the squad role of fringe player means we don't have to worry about him getting too upset too quickly, hopefully. Anyway, I talked about the matches previously. Shall we dive headfirst into them? The first of these was against Farsley, the first of 9 games, and in this one, we won 2-1. A good little performance here. We actually went down a goal inside the first minute, which is always, well, not ideal. It was a corner for them that was whipped in towards the near post, and it took until the second half for us to respond. Jordan Burrow grabbed the first, a lovely little finish by him, unselfishly pulled back by Liddell, and well, 3 minutes later, Liddell got a chance to add a goal to the score sheet. From the penalty spot, he did just that, and that made it 4 wins in a row. And, well, for the rest of January, we remained unbeaten. We drew 0-0 against Curzon Ashton, we beat Blythe, and then we drew against Tamworth. Lots of goals being scored in these latter 2 games. Perhaps a few question marks over our defence. And, well, you could definitely raise some question marks over them for the month of February, because we played 5 league games in that month, and really, it was the attack bailing us out. Against Nuneaton Borough, we won 4-2. Lovely little result, that one. A couple of late goals actually rescued the result for us. But it was against Fylde where we really showed a little bit of the progress we've made this year. Of course, Fylde were a team tipped for greatness at the start of the season. And it was not a comfortable game by any means, but it was a win nevertheless. Duxbury getting off the mark in this game for us. A bit of a surprise package, really, to see the left wing back getting so high up the pitch. This match had some really, really nice goals scored in it by both teams. Even Fylde's goals were 2 exceptional finishes. You can see the first one here. And then just before half-time, Jordan Burrow scored for us. And I was thinking 2-1, 40th minute, keep it tight now for the next 5 minutes. Let's get into the break, a goal up. That would be nice. Wasn't meant to be. Junior Mondale scored for them, and it was 2-2 at the break. It had been a proper good old game, a back and forth, a real battle. The good news was for us that we won the battle in the second half, and it was Jordan Burrow getting on the score sheet twice for a hat-trick in this game. His first goal came really early on in the second half. His latter, not too long later, just on repeated occasions, he was threaded through some superb passing from the midfield, setting Jordan up. He slipped past the defence to get the hat-trick, and it just looked really, really convincing in the end. We then took on Kidderminster, who I don't think prior to this we'd actually beaten. You can see here we hadn't. We beat them 7-3. I'm not going to show you the highlights for this one because we'd be here for a while, but Liddell got a hat-trick, Quanta got one, Simon got one, Duxbury got another, and Burrow got one as well. It was just goals galore. 7-3 though, I mean, 7's great. 3 goals conceded, not so sure about that. Anyway, the next game we had was against Altrincham. We won this one 2-1. Some nice goals scored by Quanta and Simon, the 2 centre-backs coming up trumps again. Worth noting that Quanta has signed a new deal at the club. This is a big contract, a 4-year deal on £500 a week. I think it's just a transfer that we had to get done, a deal that we had to get renewed. You can see here, currently playing at Sky Bet League 2 level, and he and Simon were on the score sheet in this game. And to have our 2 kind of star centre-backs contracted for the foreseeable future makes me feel pretty good about things. Unfortunately, the most recent game against Alfreton was a disappointing one. It finished 2-1 in this game. They got 2 goals through Lee Shaw either side of half-time, and as the game went on, we went more attacking, we pushed for a result, and we couldn't get it. Terry Hawkridge did get us a late consolation, but in the 86th minute, didn't leave a lot of time for a second, and sadly, we couldn't break the deadlock there. Despite that most recent result, however, things are looking pretty rosy at the top of the Vanarama National Forest. We have a game in hand. We are currently 11 points ahead of Chester. There is 12 games left of the season for us, 11 for everyone else, and whilst there is still a little bit of football still to be played, based off recent form, based off the inconsistencies of some of the teams which were hot on our heels, I am feeling calm but confident. I'm feeling like this should be our season to get up now. We've got a bit of a cushion, we can afford to slip up a few times, don't intend on doing so. I'm hoping that most recent game was just a blip. You can see Chorley have only lost 1 of their last 5. They are, really pushing for the playoffs now. So this is a huge game for them as well. And I am not expecting an easy tie away from home. It's going to be difficult. In some ways, I'm kind of relieved we lost the most recent game just because that ended our unbeaten run. I feel like for the longer an unbeaten run goes on, going into a live commentary, the more I fear that it's just going to crumble on screen. So there's no pressure now. There isn't the unbeaten run to keep on going. There's not the heartbreak of that. Instead, we can go into this game feeling pretty confident. In terms of the team, it's the squad that you know and love. We've not really changed anything. We have got Prado, of course, the Peruvian on the bench, as well as Cole. They are players who I'm trying to bed in slowly. I don't really have a need to rush them into the team. I don't like to make too many changes during a season, just because of team cohesion. So with that in mind, they're on the bench. They're options if we need them. And we're pretty much at full strength. Burrow and Liddell going so strong. It's pretty possible that both players could hit over 30 goals in the season, which, considering we've not really gone on any cup runs and most of those goals have come in the league, would be quite some feat. And, hopefully we can get a result here. Chorley's manager got manager of the month before last, for the month of January. We got it for the most recent month. So we've been having a bit of a battle, me and him. I feel like, I don't know his name. I'm going to be honest. I can't remember the Chorley manager's name, but I just don't like him. Can I click on him? Can I click on it? Let me click. It's Steve Castle, everyone. If you didn't know, you can click on the opposition managers. Anyway, Early to King. Wide to Duxbury. Should go back to York, he does. Sam York, by the way, has had some interest in him, but with a long-term contract signed, no need to sell him. And oh my word, what a lovely goal that was. Liddell, number 30 for the season. That's not a bad total, is it? That's not a bad total. The games left, he could very easily hit 40 this year. But yeah, just going back to Sam York, we've had some fairly big teams in for him. I say fairly big. The biggest is Stoke. Does Stoke count as a big team? I guess they do, relative to us. So there is interest there, but he's got a long-term kind of contract signed. I think the biggest offer I had was £18,000, which does feel a little laughable. I imagine that with a promotion and maybe a few more years, we could be looking for upwards of £1 million for him quite comfortably. So no need to sell him just yet. And despite not playing particularly well this year on the pitch, training-wise, development-wise, he's looked pretty solid. Anyway, we've won the ball here. Chorley trying to play it long. We've read it nicely. Early tries to dink it forward. Not a great ball there, although York reads it. Fred through Burrow. Can he finish it? I mean, I expected a better effort than that. Burrow just shoots so far wide of the post there. I don't even think I can give him an excuse. Anyway, we've got a chance here. Quansah heading over the bar. We have looked very lethal from set pieces. It is one of the reasons why Hawkridge has so many set pieces this year. Just our centre-backs have been top draw. Anyway, big ball forward to Liddell. Great touchdown. He's going to put it wide to Cameron King, who either blows really hot or blows really cold. He never really has an average game. Maybe today he's going to have a great game. He's picked out Hawkridge from one winger to another. And with 20 minutes gone, it's a tale that we've seen as old as time, really, for the bulk of this season. I feel like we had a wobbly start to the year. The bookies really predicted us to be the top team. We were the favourites. They had a lot of our players in the Media Dream 11. And it wasn't quite clicking at the start of this season. And we've tweaked some aspects of the 4-4-2. But more than anything, I just think it's a case of team cohesion coming in. In Football Manager, if you do add in a load of new players, it does upset the apple cart a little bit. It takes a while for players to start to gel. I feel like we've reached a point now here with Boston. The players all know each other. I kind of know what my best 11 is. And they are just performing really, really well as a result. We are going to go in at the break 2-0. Bit disappointing only to be 2, really. I thought after we'd scored 2 goals inside the first 20 minutes, we'd keep that momentum going. At the same time, a 2-goal cushion is all I can really ask for. Not going to get too shouty at the boys, just going to encourage them a bit here. Could be a pretty good opportunity to bring in the likes of Cole, up front to give him some game time. Maybe I should do that. I guess the question is, do you take off Liddell or do you take off Burrow? Liddell scored, Burrow needs more goals. It's a weird one, right? I've signed this top quality striker in Cole, but we've already got so many great attackers. That was a really crucial interception by Ashworth there. Thought King was about to slip in behind, but the defending was superb. Quansah gets it, King to Burrow, now with Liddell. Can Liddell finish it? Can he? Of course he can blooming finish it. Little finessed finish into the bottom corner. And with that, I think my decision's made. Burrow, you're going to come off for Devante Cole. Percy Prado, I'm going to bring you in for Early, I think. I don't think he will too often play at centre mid or defensive mid. I do see him as kind of a really good wing back option at this level. But you know what? Eddie Jackson's doing okay. Early's been a bit meh. Let's make the change. And, Cameron King involved in the goal as well. But the finish here, oh, I love it. just wraps his foot around it, diverts the ball into the bottom corner. The away fans, they're singing, they're dancing, they're prancing around. And the run that we're on, and I say the run that we're on, we lost the most recent game, but besides that, the run of form that we have been on for an extended period now is just looking like it's going to keep on going. If there was a risk of losing 2 in a row, I feel like that risk has been averted here. Cameron King down the line. Cole is there. What can he do? Jamaican international Cole plays it to York. Now with Prado. Kind of keen to see the 2 new boys on the pitch and see what they can do here. Hawkridge with it. Now with Jackson whipped in. I thought it was going to land on the head of Cole, but unfortunately it's headed away. Pretty disappointed by Chorley in this game. Of course, they could now score. Me makes a great save. But no, pretty disappointed by Chorley. I thought they were going to give us a real battle, but it doesn't feel like it's going to materialise in this game. Unless, of course, in the next 35 minutes, the way that this game is playing out is going to change quite drastically. But based off what we've seen here, we look really good. Am I allowed to say that as manager? We just look really good and really consistent. And that's kind of been the story of a lot of this year. I'm going to bring in Gibbons for Simon, because Simon apparently is 1 booking away from a suspension. So let's be sensible. Hawkridge through. Can he finish it? 2 for the game would be nice for him. That is why he's got 5 goals for the season. It's why he's Mr. Assister and not Mr. Goal Scorer. Yeah, that was pretty poor, wasn't it, really? Anyway, header 1. Oh, my word. That was a crunching tackle by Liddell. Stay on the pitch, mate. Stay on your feet. I want you to get your hat-trick. Finn out on the wing. Crosses in, but it's dealt away. And, it's going to be Prado bringing it forward. The Peruvian international. All the internationals are joining us now. Now Cameron King bringing it down this left-hand side. 3 men around him. What can he do? Lose the ball is the answer. And Duxbury didn't really offer him an out ball there, the wing-back. He kind of just somewhat mindlessly ran down the line, didn't he? Poor Cameron King just in a corner. Got mugged. Had the ball stripped of him by the 3 men. This is a really long highlight. What is happening here, Football Manager? It hasn't gone to full game without me realising, has it? It hasn't. Rodwell Grant scores. We have had an issue with defending recently. Although we're winning all our games, it's more because, as I mentioned earlier, we're scoring a lot. We went through a phase of clean sheets. Now we're going through a phase where we seem to concede a lot but score a lot. Which, to be fair, I'm kind of perfectly fine with. I enjoy games with lots of goals. As long as we win, it's fine. 18 minutes left. Maybe I shouldn't get too complacent just yet. Let's just demand more from the players. We've taken our foot off the gas here, lads. You've all stopped trying. Am I about to rue it? I hope not. Maybe I should have shouted at them sooner. Highlight here. Jackson, big ball forward to Cole, who flicks it on to nobody. I'm going to blame that on cohesion. He's still getting used to the team that he's playing, and he doesn't know Liddell's runs just yet. Rodwell Grant's already 1 goal to his name. We've got to be wary. Big ball forward to Liddell here. A lot to do from this position. Could potentially square it. Only 1 man to pick out. Does find Cole. Lays it to Cameron King. I love that by Cole. That pass there is just really intelligent. Often in that situation, I've noticed that players will just smash it at the defenders. It gets pulled back to them. Edge of the box. A few defenders between them and the goal in Football Manager. And they will just try and take a shot. And it just gets blocked. And it just feels disappointing. But no, really unselfish by Cole there. Just kind of slides the ball to his left. Cameron King can celebrate. It was put on a plate for him. And he's gobbled it up to make it 4-1. I like that goal a lot. Maybe I'm overreacting. Maybe I'm overpraising that goal. It was just satisfying to watch. Quansah, Liddell, you want your hat-trick? Can you get it? No. Not on this occasion, at least. The ball goes narrowly wide of the post, to be fair. Remains 4-1. I say that like that's a disappointing result. Let's be honest, 4-1 under most circumstances is a blooming good result, and I don't really have any reason to complain whatsoever. Hawkridge blocks it. Could we break away here? They are committing men in the attack to try and get maybe a consolation. I don't think they can quite dream of the comeback. They definitely can't if Hawkridge can find the target. It would, as the commentator says, it would have been majestic if that strike goes in. Ultimately, I didn't ever really believe in Hawkridge to score there. Fluffs his lines, hits it wide. And, we got another highlight. Highlight after highlight here. Feels like there's more goals in this. Cole, 1 assist to his name already. Could pick out Liddell, does pick out Liddell. Players queuing up in the middle. Cross was in, not really aimed at anyone. They are now playing a 4-2-4, Chorley. They are committing men forward. It's Laidler having a long effort. The first one is blocked. The second one Narrowly over the crossbar, but that should be that. That should be that, dare I say it. 4 minutes of added time. They are just running away. 4-1. Really good away performance. You can see here just lots of players on the pitch performing very, very well. Best performer. I never thought I'd see the day. Cameron King, take a bow. I'm very pleased, boys. Very pleased with that. That is a game that really, puts us at the top of the table comfortably. Plus 46 goal difference. Chester in second are on plus 8. Chester just scrape wins and then get hammered in other games. It's kind of the Chester way, I suppose. I mean, is it premature to say the title is run and the title is won? Maybe it is. I don't think it is necessarily. Okay, well, there's 11 games left of the year. There are 33 points left on offer. Looking at how the league table's looking right now, I think next episode I may potentially just come back for the last game of the season. We've got a run of games here that we should be doing pretty well in. The last game of the year is against Southport, who are in third. It could be quite a nice game to end on. Of course, next episode, we will do a big end of season roundup. So there will be lots of reflecting, looking at the team. I realised that in last season's end of season live com, I kind of forgot about the whole end of season kind of awards thing that got added this year in Football Manager. So we will have an award ceremony tomorrow. So you've got to come back for that, especially if you've not seen it yet in FM21. Anyway, folks, that's going to wrap up everything from me today. We are running rampant in this league. We look really good. Some nice new players recruited into our ranks. Our best players are signing long-term deals. Promotion is pretty much there, dare I say it. Hopefully it will be confirmed tomorrow. And, well, I will see you guys then. It is me, Jack, and I'll talk to you guys in a bit. I'm out.